friends, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be going through a couple journaling sessions and they're going to be involving my media journal, with the end being that I do get to do a flip. So I'll kind of talk a little bit later about how the original plan for this video was a flip through of July, and that did not end up happening. So what I ended up doing was recording some sessions in my media journal that I was needing to catch up on June. So at the end of it, I was able to finish some of these spreads, all of them for June. So I will flip through that. If you're interested in just the flip through, there will be timestamps, but otherwise I will be going through different journaling sessions. And starting off, I will just have a little extra portion of it where I talk about the sticker papers that I used for these spreads. So if that's something that you're interested, go ahead and keep on watching. Let's go ahead and go back in time to these journaling sessions. Hello, so before I start cutting, I just wanted to show you what I ended up printing, the papers that I ended up using for these. I print some of them on vinyl paper, this this white matte vinyl paper. And the ones that I choose for these are the ones that I want to have the most vibrancy, and also the ones that I don't want to have a clear backing. The most vibrant images are the ones that are on the white backing. So the ones that I want those are the ones that go on here. The ones that I want to have transparent qualities, I do print out on the clear matte. And you can see here, those are still pretty vibrant, but you do lose a little bit. So like, for example, let me compare here. You can kind of see the difference, right? And so any fan art or images that have a white background, I will usually print on clear backing. And then I do have these washi pages, printer pages, that I did print out as well for some of the decorative stuff. So I printed washi paper, clear matte sticker paper, and white matte vinyl paper. And I will go ahead and link the products that I use for that down below in the description in case you're interested in checking that out. Now I'm going to go into the very tedious task of cutting these bits and pieces out. It is tedious, but it is also very fun to do when I'm just watching something. So that is what I will be doing now. And let's go ahead and get into speed, shall we? friends. So welcome to the next day. Yesterday night, I was able to do a couple of pages. I still have to go in and journal a bit here, but I was able to set up, glue in the pictures for these two spreads. So I was able to do that, and off camera I was able to put my stickers in little bundles, so I'll kind of show some b-roll of what that looks like. But I did that off camera just because it can be tedious, and making sure that I'm in frame can be a little much. It's more of the setup process anyways, and it can get a bit redundant, so I figured that I might end up doing a couple of more spreads now before I have to go into clock into work. So figured I could bring you along with me for that ride. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this little session. So as you can see, I have finished pretty much all of June's spreads. I still think I'm gonna go in on some of them and add a little bit more decoration. Like maybe not this one. I still have to go in here and write. And I think this one is pretty good as well. But this one was a bit of a challenge because I had written so much on this side. Fitting the pictures in was challenging. And so there's a lot of empty space that I don't particularly like. So I might go in with just some extra little deco to kind of fill in and make the composition look a little less bottom heavy and more balanced all around. That's something that maybe I'm not thinking about consciously, but I am, I guess, subconsciously thinking about composition whenever I'm making these. Make sure that it looks balanced. Even in the clutter, it's still important to me for it to look balanced. And I still have to go in and do the spreads in here, but that's going to have to be for a little later. So after I finish these four, then I will be done with June and I will be able to move on to July. It's taken me a lot longer than I had anticipated, and the actual purpose of, or the plan for this week's video was going to be a flip through of July. But as you can see, I haven't even finished doing June, and I figured that I could still come on and kind of show you a bit of the process and show you a mini flip from June, even though it's not 100% done, and just express that that's the reality of life, right? Like we can't always get spreads done the month of. Sometimes we're working on a backlog, and I particularly dislike backlogging when I don't have information to backlog, but when it comes specifically to the media journal, that's information that I already have elsewhere, and so it doesn't bother me too much to be behind because I can always get back to it at any point in time, and it's not a big deal. I still have to work through the backlog for the rest of the year since I moved into this one, and I have done a bit of backlogging into them. I've added quotes and I've added some tip-ins from when I was contemplating going into a rings for media journaling. So you can see I tipped those in. I also ended up tipping in some typewriter notes that I had, and gluing them in. I've dated all the months and I've gotten to April in terms of the actual log. So I need to go through, I think the second week. Yeah, I did the second week of January. So from the third week of January to March, I still have to fill in and then obviously design all the spreads. And it's taken me a little bit longer than I had anticipated, but it's okay. This is a hobby of mine. This is something that I enjoy doing, and I don't particularly want to rush myself and get stressed out about it because this is supposed to be a nice way to decompress and enjoy the media that I was, like, kind of like revisit the media that I was consuming in the week and in the past months. And so I will flip through July just so that you can see kind of like what it looks like right now without filling in any of the actual fan art. For July, I was in this journal, which is funny because I think in the weeks last year, it was either July or August that I was also like that I started using the journal day to day. I did post a spread on Instagram, and they are pretty filled up. So I don't 100% know how I'm going to manage adding fan art into these particular spreads, but that's one of the reasons why I also have the TN so that I can put fan art in there as well. And then this is this week's spread, which I did last night. I added these last night, and then these are some washi that I got from Bucky, which I will post at the end of the video a little unboxing of some zines that Bucky sent me, so check that out if you're interested. And we're almost at September and I'm still backlogging in June, but that's just how it is, you know. And I did want to post this realistic kind of situation where, you know, we can't always be up to date in our journals, and that's okay. They're meant to be, especially like journals, like we're not talking about planners specifically or like necessarily daily logs. Like I'm pretty up to date with my daily log, but when it comes to journals like these where I'm essentially archiving, this is a media log archive is what this is, right? Like this isn't necessarily something that I'm in every single day. it's an archive. It's one place where I can look at all of the media I consumed, and I have my commonplace entries in the back, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do, and I don't want to be stressed out about it. So unfortunately, the full little flip of July will have to wait a little longer, but I hope that you don't mind too much, and I hope that you enjoyed this little journaling session in my media log. So thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know. I did record the digital design aspect of the spreads on the iPad, and I did also record myself moving this onto the computer so that you can see the process. So that video will come out at some point, and but if you have any questions in the meantime, I do have a video where I kind of go through that. I'll link that up above, and you can always leave a question down below. So like I mentioned in the intro, I was able to do a couple more sessions off camera and finish all of the June spreads. So instead of putting that in a separate video, I figured that I could flip them here with you so that you guys could see kind of like what they ended up looking like. So let's start with the TN. And the thing with the TN is that it feels more of like a creative space than the Sterling ink does. And I'll show you a comparison of the spread so you can kind of see how in the Sterling ink, I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. In the Sterling ink, they feel more organized and controlled versus in the TN, they look a little more, I guess, creative and chaotic. First things first, I did end up reorganizing this. I think there is a clip of this earlier on in the video. One of the first sessions, I was able to kind of redo this spread because I wasn't really liking how it was coming out. And so this chaotic mess was born, which I do like. I like it a lot more than it did look before. So anyways, let's go into the June spreads, shall we? So here we are starting off with this one, and I still technically need to go back and do some writing. Let me zoom you out a little more and do some writing, but for the most part the images are in, and that was the most important part. So there's that. I mentioned in my update for Patreon, I do weekly updates on Patreon, that one of the things I'm considering for next year is the possibility of doing these types of spreads digitally and then printing them out at the end of the year, because I do design them digitally to begin with. So the process is I compile the images, I design the spread digitally, I print out the images, and then I paste them into the journal. And so designing them digitally and then just printing them at the end of the year would save a few steps. I do kind of shy away from that because I like the process of sticking them in and kind of experiencing all the media multiple times, but we shall see. That is something that I am considering. And then this spread was this spread was interesting, to say the least. And then one of the things I showed in one of the time lapses is that I accidentally printed an image on top of an image. I didn't notice when I was resizing. That's such a fail, but it's fine. Is what it is. I decided to just paste it in anyways because then I'll always remember that that's something that I did. So then I have to go into July next up, and then I'll be able to finally do the July flip through. And so these are the spreads in the Sterling ink. So you can already see that they're a little more concise and organized. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it already, but the reasoning for what images go in here versus in the TN is that in the Sterling ink, I'm using the fan art images that pertain to what I was actually consuming in the week, and in the TN is anything else that I collected throughout the week. And just to reiterate, I'm not sure again if I said it here or not, but I collect fan art on Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, and then I just save it onto my phone and print it out. I save them at the end of the week into a Dropbox folder for the week, and that way they're all organized by the week. That's how I know what goes in what week. This one's a little more chaotic, but it's still very, I don't know, symmetrical almost. This one perhaps you can't say the same thing about this one, but this one was a challenge to make because of all the writing and what have you. But yeah. Oh, and I think when I did record this, I hadn't added the extra bits and bobs. So here you can see that I added some stickers around it, and it looks much more balanced. It doesn't look as bottom heavy. So yeah, those are the spreads. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye. Hi, so I'm going to unbox this little piece of Happy Mail, well, other way around, that I got from Bucky. Over on Instagram, I was talking to him, and he had posted a story saying that if anyone was interested in some of his zines, that I could reach out. And so I did, and so they just arrived in the mail, and I was gonna unbox them. I did get his permission to show the unboxing, so figured I would. I'm obsessed with this packaging, Bucky. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put this in my notebook for sure. I love collecting like the stamps that come with Happy Mail, and then this washi tape is glorious. Is it washi tape? I don't know, but just look at how pretty it is. I love it so much. So let's open it up, shall we? I love this washi tape so much. Let's make sure I can get it out without messing it up. Yes. So happy about that. And I'm gonna put this someplace, but for now I'm gonna add it to my sticker book so that I don't lose it. So that can just stay there for now. And I figured this angle might be nice to kind of change things up a bit, make videos a little more dynamic. I don't want to. Ooh! So it's 3 zines, if I remembered correctly. Oh, I love. Oh my! There's others. Aww. Oh, thank you so much, Bucky. Oh, this is awesome. So, little gifts, some washi tape, and stickers. Oh, I love. Oh, this is precious. Wow, thank you so much. Oh, that's so exciting. Woo! Love. Okay, and then here are the zines. And do reach out to Bucky if you're interested in any of them. I'm not gonna open them here, but I'll show you what they look like. So the first one is a zine about feeling too much too often. And then this one, I love it. I love the stickers. Frequent nosebleed club. Fun fact, I have a best friend who is, he gets nosebleeds like every other day. He gets nosebleeds so often. And then the other zine is letters that will never be delivered. So I'm gonna have fun going through these and adding this to my zine collection. And thank you so much for the little additional freebies. I'm super excited for them. And again, just look at the pretty envelope. Oh, I already took the washi tape out. But yeah, anyways, thank you, Bucky, and thank you guys for watching this video. Catch you later. Bye.